They say revenge is best served cold, but I stumbled upon something even more powerful: absolute indifference. The night I uncovered Amanda's betrayal, I didn't raise my voice, smash anything, or demand an explanation. While she slept soundly beside me, completely unaware that her carefully constructed reality was crumbling, I quietly packed 2 suitcases. The signs had been there for months. Excuses about marathon gym sessions that stretched into the night. A sudden collection of lingerie I never once saw her wear. Her phone, always face down, as if its screen might betray her secrets. But the moment that broke whatever illusions I clung to came when I found a hotel receipt tucked into her purse, the same weekend she claimed to be tending to her ill mother. I could have shaken her awake, demanded the truth, watched her scramble through a mess of lies. I could have given her the dramatic confrontation I suspect she expected. But I opted for something far more devastating than rage: silence. By the time morning light crept through the windows, I was gone. No dramatic goodbye, no written explanation, not even a clue where I'd gone. All I left behind was my wedding ring on the kitchen counter and an empty space in the closet where my clothes used to be. I disappeared from her world like a shadow at dawn. Starting over wasn't easy. The early weeks in a new city were brutal, not because I missed her. Oddly enough, I felt more liberated than heartbroken. But rebuilding an entire life from scratch is no small task. A new job, a bare apartment, unfamiliar streets. I moved through it all like a ghost, emotionally numb, yet slowly thawing from years of quiet misery. Amanda, unsurprisingly, didn't take my disappearance lightly. My old phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, texts, voice messages I never once responded to. She reached out to my brother, my parents, even people from college I hadn't spoken to in years, spinning desperate tales about my supposed mental collapse, begging them to help her reach me. But I had anticipated her spiral. I'd already asked everyone close to me to respect my decision and keep my location confidential. They stood by me, and eventually, the noise stopped. 3 months in, the calls ceased. By the 6th month, I realized something unexpected. I hadn't thought about her in days. I was eating better, sleeping soundly, and for the first time in years, I actually felt content. That ever-present tension, the unspoken unease that had defined the final stretch of our marriage, had vanished. Just when I thought I'd regained peace, life threw one final curveball. 8 months after I walked away on a rain-soaked Thursday evening, I opened the door to my apartment and found Amanda standing in the hallway. Her clothes were drenched, her hair plastered to her face, and in her trembling hand was a soggy slip of paper with my address scribbled on it. "Hi, Marcus," she whispered, voice brittle and barely audible. For a second, I questioned if I was dreaming. She looked different, smaller, fragile, stripped of the polished composure she always wore like armor. Gone was the confident woman I once loved. In her place stood someone raw, exposed, unraveling. "How did you find me?" I asked, not stepping aside. "It took months," she said. "I hired someone, a private investigator. Please, can we talk?" The rational part of me urged me to shut the door and walk away. That would have been the healthy response. But curiosity, that dangerous flicker of humanity, got the better of me. I moved aside and let her in. She sank cautiously onto my couch, as if afraid it might reject her. Her fingers trembled in her lap as she began to speak. "I know what you found," she said, voice barely steady. "I know why you left, and I need you to know it's been over, the affair. For months now. I ended it. It was the worst decision I've ever made, and I've been trying to find you just to tell you how sorry I am." I listened without interruption, watching her unravel before me. This woman who had once been my entire world, now a stranger pleading for forgiveness. "I lost everything," she continued. "My job, friends. Even my family barely speaks to me. Everyone knows what I did. But losing you, that was the worst part. I still love you, Marcus. I never stopped. And here's the twist." As she poured her heart out, sharing guilt, regret, and promises of change, I felt nothing. Not rage, not sadness, not even satisfaction in seeing her broken. Just a quiet void where love used to reside. "Amanda," I said softly, "I'm glad you came. Truly. But there's something you need to hear." Her eyes lit up with hope, the kind that clings desperately to a sliver of redemption. Maybe she expected a second chance. I don't love you anymore, I said. I'm not angry. I don't hate you. But I don't feel anything for you now. You're a chapter that's closed. The light in her eyes dimmed as my words sank in. She searched my face for signs of hesitation, but there were none. When I left, it wasn't revenge. It was self-preservation. And these past 8 months have shown me something I never expected. I'm actually happier without you. Not out of spite, but because we simply weren't right anymore. Maybe we never were. She left that night as quietly as she arrived, finally realizing that some doors, once closed, stay shut for good. There was no hatred, no final cruel remark, just the quiet understanding that not all love stories are meant to last. Sometimes, the most powerful ending isn't one born from bitterness, but from peace. The most profound revenge isn't watching someone suffer. It's finding joy in your own life to the point that their absence feels like freedom, not loss.